Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I have, filmed a video. I think it's been almost 2 months, which is the longest YouTube break I've had in quite a while. So hello, I hope everyone's been well. I've been well. I've just been like having a lot going on and filming was just more work than it was worth. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if I added one more thing to my plate, which was, gonna be YouTube, then I probably would have had a mental breakdown. So I just had to take care of myself, took a few months off, just kind of put no pressure on myself to film. Also, I've been kind of, dealing with some electronic issues lately, so that's why I haven't been filming. I missed you guys a lot, and today we are going to be reviewing the new Makeup by Mario, like brand new, Surreal Skin Foundation. I'm filming this on December 27th, so this launched just yesterday. I went Boxing Day shopping and saw that this was available and I had a Sephora gift card, so I was like, yes please. I love Makeup by Mario. I think his brand is just so good. I met him once, he was a very nice guy. I was so nervous. He probably doesn't remember because he meets like a million people, but I was so nervous and he was very kind. It was a very brief interaction at his masterclass. Anyway, I've admired him for a long time, that's my whole point, and I really love his makeup line. It's very suitable for makeup artists. I feel like it's very user-friendly, formulas are really good. So yeah, I was really excited to try a foundation from him. I also got this t-shirt when I went Boxing Day shopping. No one probably cares, but I'm gonna show you anyway. It makes me feel like a witch. It's got like all of the zodiac signs on it. I don't know, it was on sale and I really liked it, so it's very soft. But this was the thing that I was most excited about. So I got the shade 2N, bought this yesterday, full price, not on sale or anything. Of course not, why would it be? It's interesting that he launched it on Boxing Day though. Anyway, everything that Makeup by Mario launches, I want. Except the only thing that I'm iffy about is those, it's kind of a weird launch, I don't even know what they're called, but they're like a luminosity booster or something, and it's like a cream that you just put all over the face. I still don't really understand the concept of that, so I don't know. I was just kind of iffy on that. The testers are always like really stiff, probably because they've been exposed to air. So that's the only product that I'm like kind of iffy on. Everything else I really do enjoy. Oh, except for the contour stick, the Soft Sculpt Shape Stick. The shade Light is very orange. So I got the shade Light Medium. Anyway, most products I've had great success with from him. I've heard a lot of great things about his brand, from other makeup artists. So when he came out with a foundation, he's all about skin and he's all about like that beautiful glow while still being long wearing. So I figured that I would give this a try and maybe even add it to my kit if it's good. So I'm obviously wearing this foundation right now, and if you want to see how it applies as well as my first impressions and a couple check-ins, then just keep on watching. Okay, my friends, so let's test out this foundation for the first time. As you can see, I have a big old pimple right here. I ate a lot of sugar coming up to the holidays, so I gained some weight and I'm breaking out now. So I have regrets, but it's okay. This is the product. I haven't even opened it yet. It's in its little box. I'm just gonna read it quickly. It says, Surreal Skin Foundation is my complexion masterpiece. I put my heart into this groundbreaking formula with the hope of not creating a barrier of foundation. Oh, I'm out of breath. I just ran up the stairs before I started filming. I put my heart into this groundbreaking formula with the hope of not creating a barrier of foundation, but rather awakening the true infinite beauty that lies within. I don't even know what this is supposed to do. Let's read a little bit about it first. I just bought it because I was so interested and I was really wanting to do a foundation review. I went to Sephora last week in hopes that there was like a new foundation out that I like had missed or something, and there wasn't. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna just buy a foundation to review that's not really new. So I ended up just purchasing my tried and true Beauty Blender Bounce. I've just been running out of like all my foundations lately, and I'm really glad I waited because then like the next day Mario announced that he was going to be launching this. So this foundation retails for $55 Canadian, which is kind of pricey, but I feel like that's just the cost of foundations nowadays. You get 1 ounce or 30 mils of product, which is very standard. It comes in 30 shades, which I thought it was going to be more, but the shade range looks like really evenly spread out. It actually looks like there's more deep shades than super fair shades, which is nice to see. I'm not sure if I got the right shade because I just felt like there wasn't like a ton of fair shades to choose from. That being said, us fair girls usually have like the most shades to pick from, so I'm not really complaining. I'm just stating. So this is supposed to be a hydrating foundation, I guess, with a natural finish and medium coverage. Normally I don't go for hydrating foundations, but my skin's been extra dry this winter. I've also kind of slacked on my skincare, I won't lie. Okay, so let's read this description. A breathable, luminous foundation that effortlessly builds and blends to illuminate the complexion with customizable long-wearing coverage. Highlighted ingredients, it has grapeseed oil and vegetal squalene. Oh, that's nice. So it's not, squalene from like animals. And these ingredients provide restoring, moisturizing benefits. And it has perfecting powders, which works with skin's natural texture for a smooth and enhanced finish. I'm also really excited about this because Mario is a makeup artist, obviously, so I'm hoping that, the bottle, and the ingredients are all with makeup artists in mind, if that makes sense. It's free of parabens, formaldehydes, phthalates, mineral oil, retinol palmate, oxybenzone, coal tar, hydroquinone, sulfates, SLS and SLES, triclocarban, and contains less than 1% synthetic fragrance. Oh, there is synthetic fragrance in it. It is also vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. I've actually had some clients lately that have been asking for specifically gluten-free, which I never really considered. And I've also had some allergies that I've never run into before, such as an avocado allergy. And there's like avocado oil in some products. So I've been really mindful of like gluten, synthetic fragrances. I've always been mindful of fragrance because I really like to, you know, keep that to an absolute minimum. So we'll see how strong this smells. Hopefully it's not much. What else you need to know? This foundation reveals skin's natural luminosity. It features moisture grip technology and hydrates skin and glides on easily for customizable coverage. Layer it on or sheer it out. I'll probably layer it on with this skin, yikes. The buildable formula works harmoniously with powders or creams while staying true to its original color. Oh good, hopefully there's no oxidization because that would suck. Okay, so I'm excited. Let's open up this package. Honestly, as soon as I saw that he was launching a foundation is something that I always love to try because I feel like it's always improving. Currently, I'm using the Beauty Blender Bounce in my kit. I just find that it's the best and the most universal, and I don't hear enough about it. That should be like a viral makeup product. It's such a good foundation. My first impression as a makeup artist, which is like what I was hoping for, was like a kit-friendly foundation. It's a beautiful bottle for like consumers, don't get me wrong. However, this is white. This is going to really show dirt. I'm gonna have to constantly be cleaning this if I include it in my kit, as well as the bottle is really heavy, so I would have to take the foundation from this and put it into like a smaller bottle, which is just a kind of a pain in the ass, but I do find that that's necessary for a lot of foundations, so I won't knock it just for that, because Mario kind of, you know, walks this interesting line of wanting to market to consumers but also wanting to market to makeup artists. So I think in terms of like a foundation bottle, it would be really difficult to keep both sides happy, if that makes sense. However, I do have a couple of his blushes that I've just kept in the original packaging, and they are really easy to clean even though they're white. Like, it wipes off really nicely, it doesn't really stain. So even though they are white, like, cleaning it is reasonable. I'm just trying to give you like a comparison. The Beauty Blender Bounce packaging is a lot more makeup artist friendly. It's just a little plastic squeezy tube. It's a lot smaller in comparison, a lot more compact and a lot lighter, and has the same amount of product. So this is something that ideally I would go for. However, if it's really like an amazing product, I don't mind transferring this into a different bottle. That's fine. Anyway, let's get to applying. I'll probably do one side with a brush and one side with a sponge. I feel like that's what we do, right? That's what beauty gurus do. Yeah. Also, I just wanted to mention I got the color 2N, and I feel like the undertone is really nice. I feel like if there's one thing Mario's been amazing at so far, it's, you know, shades and getting appropriate shades for fair skin, appropriate shades for deep skin. Okay, so I'm just gonna check to see if there's any specific directions. Suggested usage: apply with the F4 brush, sold separately. Gradually build to achieve fuller coverage. For more natural coverage, apply with fingers. Okay, should I do fingers? I don't really like doing fingers, so I'm not gonna do it because I never do that like in my everyday routine. Oh, nice pump. Okay, so I would say it has a similar texture to my favorite, which is the Beauty Blender Bounce. It's a little bit runny, but it's not super liquidy or anything. Promising, I'm excited. I think I chose a pretty good shade, but this is the second lightest shade. So if you're any lighter than me, which a lot of people are, I don't know if they'd have a shade, which would be a little bit concerning, especially as a makeup artist. You want to tailor to literally everybody. The Beauty Blender Bounce has a better shade range that goes more fair, just saying. So I don't have any primer on. I just moisturized my skin this morning. I'm not going to use the Mario brush because I didn't buy that, but I do have this Real Techniques brush that I love, so, and it's clean, more importantly. It smells like nothing. There's no, I think it would just be like a fragrance to cover up any, you know, undesirable smells from other ingredients maybe. And my skin has been dry, as I said. It's just been really cold here over the holidays. We got like this insane storm. I think all of North America got that insane storm. And it actually wasn't as bad here. It was crazy because like people that were like 20 minutes from us got insane weather and we got like almost nothing. It's just like this little bubble where we got like very little snow. But the last few days have been absolutely freezing. This is beautiful already. I knew Mario wouldn't lead me astray when it comes to foundations because his whole brand is like skin, you know? Like he doesn't really do any like avant-garde, like super, it's not that his looks aren't interesting, That's not what I'm trying to say, but like his looks, especially on Kim lately, have been super skin focused and just, you know, focused on creating that absolutely flawless base. Is very in right now. But Mario's always kind of had that focus. I know he used to use the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion. I did like that foundation, but I did find it oxidized a little bit. And on other people, sometimes it would look a little bit like caked up on drier skin, like you really had to do a lot of prep. I kind of have this, you know, pretty severe dry patch right here where the wind has been hitting my cheeks when I work outside. I just need to coat my skin in Vaseline. I need to do the slugging technique is what I need to do. So I feel like that really toned down the redness of my nose pimple, and, you know, I mean, it really took down the redness in my skin, which is nice. I feel like it really matches my neck, which is really nice. Like it's a really good, strong, neutral shade. I'm a pretty neutral undertone, so. Okay, well with the brush, it looks lovely, which is important because I use brushes over sponges on clients. Not so much me personally, so we'll see how it applies with a sponge. I like sponges just because, you know, you dampen them and go. Whereas with clients, you can't sanitize the sponge, so I always use a brush and I always sanitize them between people. So I exclusively use brushes on other people. So it's imperative that a foundation applies nicely with a brush if I'm going to include it in my kit. So far, this is looking like a good contender. It did cling to my dry patch a little bit, but I have not found anything that won't do that at this point. This is probably the best that that dry patch has looked with makeup on. So at the end of the day, it is makeup. There's only so much you can do with texture, you know what I mean? Like you can't really hide it. A little goes quite a long way. I would say it's like a solid medium coverage. That was just a little dab and it just covered my whole cheek, and it's really like spreadable. Kind of an odd word to use, but you know what I mean. Okay, so it looks a little more hydrating on this side more than this side, like a little more luminous. That could be because of the dampness of the sponge, but it also could be because this dry spot is more severe on this side. I hardly have one on this side, so that could also have something to do with it. I'm gonna build up the coverage a little bit because I have some foundation left over and this girl does not like to waste makeup. Wow, I'm so excited about this. I knew I could trust Mario. I'm excited. Hopefully he'll do like concealer soon. I've been really struggling with concealers lately. Everything really has been creasing into my under eyes, and I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. I'm approaching 30. I'm actually looking forward to my 30s though, because I've heard like you give a fuck way less, and I'm excited to not care anymore, you know? I can't tell if it's because my fine lines are getting worse or if I just don't like the concealers I've been using, because I've been testing a bunch, trying to find something a little more hydrating than Shape Tape, but still stays like Shape Tape. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I tried the Rare Beauty one, it creases on me. The Huda Beauty Faux Filter, I absolutely hate. Hate it. It does it so terribly on me. Like within seconds it creases. I bought this Hourglass Vanish because I've seen a lot of people use it on TikTok. I bought the mini one. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to just add like maybe half a pump more, just so I can build up the coverage on the brush side a little bit more. Even though I don't think I need it. Like I think this is a really good solid base. Maybe we can build up the coverage here where I need it. I feel like that almost entirely covered my chin pimples. Maybe I shouldn't have put it where my dry spot is, but oh well, you live and you learn. This really covered up that color. You can still see the texture, obviously. Once there's a foundation that hides texture, we'll all be looking super flawless. I'm really happy with this so far. That's my first impression. I think it looks beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna do my eye makeup because I just feel like kind of like I have some raccoon eyes going on. So I'm gonna do my eye makeup and then I'll come back and we can see how everything else like layers on top. I'm hoping it works nicely with my Laura Mercier translucent powder because that's like my all-time fave. We will see, but I will be right back after I do my concealer and my eye makeup. Okay, so eye makeup is done. I like how it turned out. I used, hold on, where is it? Oh, it's right here. The ColourPop Island Vacay palette from their little shadow vault. I feel bad, but I feel like the quality is really decreased on these. They pulled like a Too Faced. They made a shadow vault and like, I don't know, I feel like the quality is not as good. Now we can move on to the rest of the face. I have this little powder puff and my Laura Mercier translucent powder, which is my favorite. I already set my concealer just because it was creasing. So I'll get it evenly distributed on the puff. So I have it evenly distributed on my powder puff and I kind of like to do this. Looks pretty good so far. One thing I don't love, like for example, the Rare Beauty foundation, as soon as you add powder, it like cakes up. It's not nice. I mean, it looks dry because it is. That's to be expected. I'm actually just gonna lightly powder all over. Just because I'm using powder products, I'm not going to use cream today. I just find when I'm testing foundations, I usually have better luck with powders just in general. So when I'm testing foundations, I want to make sure that like it's the foundation that's doing one thing or another as opposed to like my cheap products. I feel like that looks really nice and airbrushed, but like not too matte. Like I would say this is more of a natural matte finish now that I have powder on. I'll zoom in and see if you can see my dry spot's right here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I don't know if you can tell. It's like right in here. It doesn't look that bad though. Okay, so now that I've set my face, let's move on to the cheek products. The other day I recently got this Charlotte Tilbury duo. This is the Sculpt and Highlight duo. I just got the mini because I've been wanting to try this for so long. And I just saw it at Sephora and it was totally an impulse purchase, but like it's fine. I just feel like that's like a really pretty color, that Sculpt shade. I feel like it's not super orange and warm, which is really nice. I don't know why. I'm pleasantly surprised. I feel like most Charlotte Tilbury products I really enjoy. I try not to buy them from Sephora though because I do get their pro discount, but this mini was just at the checkout, and you know, when there's products at the checkout, you do things that you don't always approve of later. I think that looks rather nice. Oh, itchy, itchy, itchy. Okay, and since this is, you know, a Makeup by Mario foundation, I'm gonna use his pressed powder blush. This is in the shade Mellow Mauve. I get so much use out of this, especially on clients. And for highlight, I am also going to take the Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Glow highlighter in the shade Pearl. I wish I got the lighter one. I feel like this might be a bit dark for me, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel that way and then other times I don't. Like I'm like, is this too peachy for me? I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it even picking up on camera? I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think about the highlighter? I think it's really pretty. I'm just not sure if it's like great for my skin tone, but someone who's a little bit darker than me, I could definitely see it being beautiful on, especially someone who has more warm tone skin. But this highlighter does come in a lighter shade, so I'm like, maybe that would be really nice on me. It's like almost a white. I feel like I took my blush way too low today, so I'm just kind of cleaning up the edges because I want more of a lifted look, you know? Okay, so this is the completed look. I really like how it turned out. I feel really good in this foundation so far. My first impression is that it's really nice. It is hydrating, but you can get it to like a soft matte finish just by applying a little bit of powder over top. I will do check-ins throughout the day. I think this foundation is going to be particularly good for people with normal to dry skin, but since I have oily skin, I will do a wear test for you all and we can see how it holds up. It isn't like a crazy luminous finish, especially not when powdered, so I do think that it's going to be quite long wearing. My only critique first impressions wise would be I wish that the shade range went a little bit lighter, probably a little bit deeper too. I didn't really get to take a peek at the entire shade range in person just because it was like so busy in Sephora yesterday. It was Boxing Day obviously, so I didn't really get to have a peek. I just kind of like grabbed my shade and went. So yeah, I just wish it went a little bit more fair. And yeah, let me zoom you in and you can see how it looks. So again, I'll turn down my lights because I feel like sometimes my lighting kind of washes me out and makes me look more airbrushed than I actually am. So you can see my texture around here. It's completely covered, which is great, and that was only two layers of the foundation. Everything layered really nicely over top. It's not tacky, which is really nice. That drives me absolutely bonkers, especially in a luminous foundation. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this foundation. I will do a couple check-ins throughout the day, but yeah, I will see you guys in a couple hours. Okay, my friends, so it is now 8.5 hours later. It is dark outside. I have worked in the cold outside for like probably 6 hours, and this is how the foundation is holding up. The only thing I've noticed is around my mouth area, like kind of my chin, I'd say. It started to crack a little bit, which is a little bit odd. The concealer I'm using for the first time I absolutely hate. It's creased terribly. My nose has gotten a little shiny. I powdered it before I got on camera, and like I don't know why I did that. It was just like instinct. I just saw my nose and just like put the powder puff to it. I don't know. I wish I didn't do that so that I could show you, but I promise it was very shiny. However, that always happens with foundations on me. My forehead, on the other hand, like it hasn't really rubbed off. It kind of rubbed off here, but that's where I was wearing my headband to keep my little ears warm. So, I mean, obviously it's gonna rub off there. Other than that though, I feel like it stayed very well, especially for being something that's more of a luminous finish. I do have some like dewiness going, but I have again worked for 6 hours and been wearing this foundation for 8.5. The glow is to be expected, but for like a more luminous foundation, I am pretty impressed with it. I am a little bit confused about the cracking. Maybe I just didn't set it enough around this area. It's a little strange. I have had foundations do it before, but this is definitely not as bad as those other foundations. Like the other foundations did it way worse. So I don't know, it's interesting, but I am really enjoying it so far. Yeah, I really like this foundation. I could definitely see myself adding it to my kit. And yeah, keep in mind that this is a first impressions, so you know, I'll probably test it quite a few more times before I make the investment if I decide to add it to my kit. So far it's held up really great, and I'm gonna go jump in the shower and take it all off and probably go to bed. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It's been fun. And that's everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. It's kind of like my first video back. I don't know how consistent I'll be going forward, but I really wanted to get this video up. I don't know, we'll see. I do want to film a best products of 2023. I was about to say 2021. No, it's not 2023, 2022. A best products of 2022 video. So that will probably be coming at some point. I tried some good products this year that I really enjoy, along with some not so great, but I don't think I have enough like not so great products to make a whole like worst products of 2022. Anyway, we'll see. So yeah, that is it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed your holiday, whatever you celebrate, and I am sending you all of the love. So that's it from me today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay. I just really appreciate you being here. It helps out my channel so very much by you watching, so thank you. Please leave any video requests you may have in the comments down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!